Hey guys, how's it going? So what is going on? Yeah, it got hot out today too. I just had to put on the AC. I went for a walk just before I started the stream and starting to climb up there. It's alright though, I'm happy though. Tired of being cold. So, have you guys seen the bricks and minifags, or figs, not fags, figs, debacle? You remember how last week, I think it was Butterfly, said check out the video? I have been addicted to the drama all week. And just before I started streaming, my cousin sent me a text that, there's some other debacle now that just happened again. It's like every day there's something new. It's unreal. What's up, Customizer? Yeah, I mean, I have not been this addicted to, like, YouTube drama in years. And I don't even think it's YouTube drama. It's more like a corporation screwed over the little man. And they're like, well, if you don't have enough money, you can't fight this, so screw off. And it's like, they went to Ben, and Ben's like, okay, we can fix this. And it's like, it's almost like he's Batman, you know? It's unreal. I mean, I love all these lawyer videos on YouTube are like, well, he did is illegal and he didn't go through the proper channels. The proper channels weren't working, you know? So at some point you gotta say, screw it, let's do it this way. What's up, Raccoon? I don't know, I am addicted to this bricks and minifigs. This is like all they had to do was give the Legos back or the money, and they could have solved all their issues, and they could have kept scamming people for another couple years. But they're like, well, we're a big company, and we'll fight this because you're just a YouTuber. And it's like comic book collectors, Lego collectors, Pokemon collectors, video game people. Everybody is tired of this shit, and they're all just digging into this company. It's crazy. I'm loving it. I don't know about you guys, but and if you don't know what's going on, look into it. It's mind-blowing. And I guess just before I started streaming, my cousin sent me an X post that the guys that Bricks and Minifigs says they no longer are affiliated with Bricks and Minifigs, it turns out they actually still have another store. So they lied again. This is crazy. I'm sorry, I'm so addicted to this, it's unreal. Oh wait, so... Alright, so... Brandon Best owns a second band location in Eugene, Oregon. Yeah. Oh my god! And then the police got all the videos hacked, or they put it on a public Dropbox. They didn't know what they were doing, and then that completely destroyed the whole narrative of Bricks and Minifigs again. It's like every time they lie, something comes out to prove them wrong. I didn't hear about that, Raz. Yeah, I don't know what else is going on except the Bricks and Minifigs. Yeah, Raccoon. You know what? I'll link it to you in chat, Raccoon. You gotta watch these videos, and if you go down the rabbit hole, it is the most mind-blowing back and forth shit show I have ever seen. And I'm loving every bit of it. It's so good. I'll probably talk about it all night long. That's how good it is. Let's see. So you want to start off with Reckless Ben's first video. Alright, so this is the first video. Alright. So you want to start with that video. It's a long video, but it's addicting. And then after that video, go on Reckless Ben's and go down like the videos after those. Because when you get to the I got arrested because of Legos video, it's even worse. It's so funny that Legos have caused a corporation scandal, a police department like corruption, and it united the internet around the world. It's the funniest story ever. And I, like when Butterfly last week said watch the video, I watched it after the stream. I swear to God, I got hooked. Yeah, brick by brick, exactly. Dude, it is. And I'm laughing at all the lawyer videos because all the lawyer videos are like, oh, well, Ben's going to go to jail and he's going to get arrested. And everyone's like, you know what? We're tired of this bullshit. You know, because as a comic book collector, I kind of understand where the Lego community is because I just want to collect comic books. But you get these corporation and businesses that jump in there and they cause problems with jacking up the prices and scamming people and trying to make everybody think this is the best new thing to buy. It's crazy. Everybody's talking about it because I watch it order videos, I watch comic book videos, video game stuff, and everybody's talking about it. I even have family members who aren't even like internet savvy like me. They're even texting me like, yo, what's going on with this Lego thing, you know? It's crazy. There's this one guy that's so pissed off at what Ben did that he's trying to like prove that Ben was wrong, but he doesn't get it that the guy who had his Lego stolen, he didn't have the money to fight the corporation, and the corporation was like, screw off, we took your money and Legos, we don't care, you know? Like, he couldn't go through the proper channels because he didn't have the money. And that's the problem. When you don't have the money, you can't fight these people. And that guy, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, just keeps digging himself into the ground, and he won't stop. And that's what's funny. And even, they sent a cease and desist letter to Patreon to take Ben's page down, and the CEO of Patreon was like, "Screw off!" It's like this. They don't know how to stop themselves. I don't know. I'm loving every bit of this. I really am. It is the funniest thing in the world. It's funny. It was like Friday night after the stream, I watched the video and I got hooked. Then Saturday I woke up, I got coffee, and then all of a sudden there was just videos popping up. And then Sunday I woke up, there was videos popping up. And I think Monday night, all of a sudden, I think Ben like dropped his second video. And then the next night, the police department's videos got like leaked. And it was just like one thing after another after another. It's crazy. Yeah, I get that, Raz, and I understand exactly where you're coming from because they did kick off a lot of people they shouldn't have. So I guess they realized this was a good chance to save face. And I'm not saying they're perfect, you know. I mean, all companies have their shady shit and biases they do. But and even the iPad game I play, like I think it was like the other night I was relaxing, watching some YouTube, and I was playing my game, and in chat everyone's just saying brick by brick, and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, it's even in a game that's based in, like, you know, China. It's funny. I don't know. Like I said, I have a funny feeling after we stream and I get cleaned up and I sit down, there's probably going to be another like 5 videos of some new shit that's come out tonight. And then the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs is trying to get the guy Brian, who had his Lego stolen and money, to sit down with him and say, we will not put a lawsuit against you if you sit down with us. They're like threatening him now, still. Hey, what's up, Dom? How's it going? Dude, I can't, I'm sitting here and I'm laughing my ass off saying this company united the world against, like, because they screwed over somebody with Legos. And that's the funny thing a lot of the lawyers don't get. Is that it's not about the law, it's not about who's right or wrong. The company screwed over a guy that was trying to sell the money for his sick father, and it was his father's lifelong collection. They don't get that. It's like, we're past the law shit. It's like a whole morale thing now, you know? Yeah, that's pretty much it, Dom. Oh my god, I just can't stop this. It's so damn funny. And like these lawyer YouTube channels, I love seeing them get shit on because, you know, they're like, oh well, this is wrong and this blah blah. Like, we get it, we understand it's wrong, and I don't think anybody is like saying, oh okay, but the point is, the proper channels screwed over somebody, and it was not going to work. The police corruption is also what blew my mind. How they were the lapdogs of the company. They pretty much screwed themselves over so bad that they are getting flooded with calls every day now. People are demanding like them investigate their police force, because the one guy's like, "Oh, we do law differently down here." You know, it's like it's unreal, man. I tell you one thing, all the people that are bitching about Ben, I bet you if they had their life savings or something stolen by a corporation and the corporation said off, they'd be doing the same thing that's going on, you know? Hold on a second, I think someone's at the door. Alright, package just came in. Hey Don, what's up? Thank you, man, I appreciate it. We're just doing some tedious stuff tonight. This is the base for, whatchamacallit, Peach. I should probably set up the picture of what I did. Hold on one second. Alright, Raz, yeah, keep me posted on it. Let me know. We'll try to see if it works. Because that one that I posted in chat that time seemed to be a better option. Dom, yeah, I do commission work. I do statue work full time. I think it's whatchamacallit. I do. This is what I do for a living. So I do commissions and everything. All right, hold on. Let me get this picture posted. Let's see. Image. I gotta clean up my damn desktop. It's so bad. There we go. So you guys know what the hell this is. So it's a big piece of wood for her base. So you can go to my website. It should be in my link in my descriptions and use the contact page. You're more than welcome to contact me. I will be honest though, right now I am pretty booked up and backlogged, but you're more than welcome to contact me about, you know, stuff and ideas, and I'm always honest with people whether I can and can't do it, or if it's something out of my wheelhouse and all that stuff. Alright, just to let you guys know, so what I did is I cut out a piece of wood and I hatched lines onto it. They're as good as I was going to get it, but I had to go a little bit deeper than I wanted, otherwise it would start chipping stuff off. So I'm going to kind of fill it in to kind of lock the top layer in place and also kind of create like a grout. So it's not going to be a fun thing to do. I would use Bondo, but the problem with Bondo is it cures too fast. And my mistake was I used Rust-Oleum primer, and that shit sucks. But I figured let me use the can. Alright, hold on, Raz. Let me check in a second. See what you got here. That one might work too, yeah. I like the Power Girl picture too. Alright, I'll let you know, Raz, depending on when we're ready to start it, because I gotta, that one looks a little too cartoony though. I want to get more of a little sexier look for it. But I'll let you know. You were finally Mr. Hobby Surfacer? Why? Is it like discontinued or something? Oh, okay, I got you. Alright. I don't know, contact the Bricks and Minifigs. They might be, have some in their storage. Oh my god, I'm still loving this story. I'm loving this story so much. It's like I want to stop streaming and see if there's any more drama. I don't know, if you guys hear any more drama while we're streaming, let me know. Who is it? This one picture made me laugh. Let me see if I can find it. This one was cracking me up. Hold on, hold on. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, I got you, Terrell. This picture here is just this. I saw this the other night, and I was cracking up because it kind of says exactly what's going on. Just everybody is against the bricks and minifigs. Like it like this whole entire thing, you like united everybody, and it just makes me laugh my ass off. And the thing is, like, everyone's starting to agree that, like, you know, screwing over a guy with his Legos is just a no-no. I was actually surprised Clownfish TV was late to the videos on the whole minifigs thing. Usually they're up there pretty fast with this stuff. I think when Asmongold did his reaction video, I think that's when like it really started blowing up. No, it probably blew up before that. I think he was kind of late to it too. Kind of curious if Butterfly will come in chat and talk about it. He's the one that got me hooked on the whole damn thing. Although it does seem like it's kind of, we're coming to the end times. Because it just seems like there's so much crap going on Instagram lately. I think because I started looking into the minifig stuff, like all the other like shit going on in the world started popping in my streams. I mean my feed. Hey, what's up, Devastator? So it seems like I think the world is headed toward a world civil war. And I think Lego's kicked it off. Raccoon, I'm surprised you didn't hear about all this drama. I thought maybe you would have been in the know on this. Although I did get a kick out of the way Ben would talk to the police officers. They would ask him a question, he'd be like, yeah. It was so funny the way he talks to them. Oh yeah, that police department was just basically like they were investigating and like siding with that guy Josh, which is completely illegal. When he found out that the papers were legal, you know, and then he still decided to listen to the CEO and arrest Ben, that goes against his civil rights right there, you know. I mean, right then and there, that's like they messed up. And I think they realized they messed up. That's why when they released everything, they redacted everything too. But I still want to know how, you know, they said that the idiots put everything in a public Dropbox, and somebody saw the Dropbox and got all the unredacted stuff. But I guess they also saying that the police station got hacked. So I don't know what the truth is, but I do know that the videos, the unredacted videos are pretty damning against the police. And I know all those audit videos and the cop cam videos, and they're going to have a field day with these videos. I'm all here for it. So now I guess it's like everybody's connecting it to like it's a big Mormon conspiracy too, because all the Bricks and Minifigs people and the police officers and the chief of police and the judge, they all went to like college or high school together, and they're all Mormons. So now it's like It's like every turn, it's like a new twist to the development, you know? All I know is the guy got screwed and the internet is pissed. And I'd be pissed too. I would have gone the same route as him, you know? Like, you're trying to tell this corporation and business that, hey, that's my stuff, and they're just telling you to F off. I would do whatever I had to do too, you know? I mean, if the law's against me, even though the lawyers are all like, the law's with you, and no, they're not. The people get screwed over by the law all the time. I think the funniest thing that people did, because like once the internet, like, you know, Reddit and 4chan and everybody bonds together, when they found out that the guy Josh, and I guess it was the CEO, they owned a company called Legally Mine LLC, and it was a company that teaches you how to steal from people, like legally, you know? Like, you can't make it up. You can't, like, everything you can't make up on every turn. Yeah, it's like every day there's something new. Yeah, I'm glad the internet is kind of bonding together about this, you know? It's like... Because I think what it is everybody is kind of seeing that they could have been that guy that got their collection stolen, you know? I think everybody is seeing that they've probably been in this situation before where a company or a business said, get the hell out, there's nothing you can do about it, and they lost money. And I think everyone's just tired of this shit. Oh man, it's just, dude, it's so funny. Like, you just can't make this stuff up anymore, you know? Yeah, and that's the funny thing about it, Devastator. That's what's cracking me up, you know? I wonder if Lego stepped in and contacted Minifigs and said, sort your house out, because this is affecting Lego whether they like it or not, you know? And I know Lego can't legally say anything or probably figured, oh, that's not our problem. But in a way, it is affecting them because Bricks and Minifigs was a reseller for Lego, you know? So, sadly, that still reflects on Lego if they don't say anything. But I have a funny feeling behind the scenes. I think Lego was like, yo, fix this. I can't imagine Lego being like, yeah, it's not our problem, you know? Because Lego was flooded with calls and emails and Twitter, and I think even brick and mortar stores for Lego were getting called. This is crazy. And I love how the media that's covering it, they can't really like they're trying to side with the corporation, but it's not working. The way they kind of, you know, cover it on their channels. And that's what's kind of cracking me up. It'd be funny if this whole Lego situation, like, breaks the crack in, like, police corruption, mainstream media corruption. It would be the funniest thing in the world to me. That humanity was saved because of Legos. But I did have a funny feeling they were going to try to go after the old owners of the franchise, you know, the store. They're because I think they're trying to make a scapegoat. They're trying to make somebody the villain, when sadly they are the villain. Yeah, I saw that, Devastator, that some of the companies that would deal with bricks and minifigs, that they're pulling out now. Hey, sadly you gotta distance yourself from this stuff. You know, it's like the power of the people are against you, and it's either you side with the people or you go against them, one or the other. If you watch the video when Ben was first talking to the CEO and the CEO shakes his head and says, "I see what you're doing, I see what you're doing," it was like at that point, it was like the downfall of everything. That's the funny thing, Devastator, which cracks me up, you know? Like I said, I think everybody is in agreement that they're tired of the corporation screwing over the, people. Especially in hobbies. And like I said earlier, I'm sick of the companies that come into the comic book space and they create all these variant covers and, and they tell you it's only like, oh, it's only 400 made and there's 3,000 made and they're scamming you and they give it to their influencer. Like, I'm just tired of... Yeah, and I understand people want to make money. I get it, but when you start scamming everybody, it gets really old. I think everybody just wants to collect, be happy, and not deal with this shit. So I guess it was the hump that broke the camel's back, and I'm loving every second of it. I think Bricks and Minifigs is thinking that the law is on their side, and they're going to sue Ben to oblivion, and they're going to come out righteous. Meanwhile, the people will never forget what they did, and I don't think they're ever going to have a good life going forward. So... it's like a modern day Robin Hood story, kind of, you know? It's like he's Batman. Actually, Raccoon, I don't even think any celebrity needs to step in because everybody has donated to signed up for Ben's Patreon. He's got like insane amount of Patreon subs now. The GoFundMe for the guy Brian who got his that was going to pay for lawyers. He has, I think, close to 300K now. And Ben also set up that T-shirt thing. We Steal from Old People. You got to watch the video to understand that. And those T-shirts are probably selling like crazy too. So I think he's got enough money, and I think a lot of lawyers out there are going to maybe get with him because this is going to set a precedent going forward. I really think it is. Yeah, Devastator, that was funny. I lost it when I saw it. Now, don't get me wrong. Patreon has done some really crappy things. They're not completely innocent. But I guess with this... alright, so my theory is with Patreon is I guess they're a little bit on the... I think they're kind of more on the left side. And the Mormons are on the right side. So I think this is kind of more of like that whole religion thing and left and right sort of. That's why he jumped in. That's how I see it. I could be wrong. But either way, I think it's funny as hell. I can't believe though that Bricks and Minifigs had the actual balls to send Patreon a letter to take Ben's Patreon off. That was like, did they really think they had that much power and pull? That's what was. I was laughing at that one. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I want to know who was sitting in the office saying, hey, well, let's just send a letter to Patreon and get his Patreon pulled. That'll work. Like, did they not think this one through? Because if Patreon pulled his Patreon, I think Patreon would have really got shit on. Like, really got shit on. I don't know. Like I said, I'm addicted. This is the craziest. Like, I haven't been this excited for a series of anything in ages. Like, I don't think Disney could put out a movie or TV show that would make me more addicted than I am to this Bricks thing. You got people around the world sending in hate messages to them. That's what cracks me up. You know, people like in UK, Germany, Japan. Like, when people around the world see it, it's like you can't make it up anymore. It's just gone nuts. Oh yeah, you're right, Raccoon. I'm sure they are. You know. But I have a funny feeling Netflix will make it seem like Reckless Ben was like a crack addict and all this other stuff. You know, God only knows what they're gonna do. I mean, you really don't even need Netflix to do a documentary because Ben is doing it on his own Patreon. You know. Yeah, I know. That's. Well, I think he's back in America now, though. I think he was only there because, whatchamacallit, of the warrant out for his arrest. But I think that's gone now. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Really, Raz? Yeah, I can't keep up with all the drama. I've heard something about the God of War game, the Reckless Ben stuff with Bam Minifigs. There was also, I guess, the stabbing in UK. What else was there? There was a couple other. I can't keep up with everything. I think we're kind of like we're coming into the summer, and I think it's like. I think humanity's gonna end this year. I think we're headed toward that thing. I think Legos was like if people ever find out about human history, like in another 1,000 years, they're gonna see like stuff about Legos, and they're gonna be like Legos was like, you know, the fall of mankind or something. See, you know, it's funny you say that, Devastator. I was telling my cousin, I said, I knew going into 2026 was going to be a really shitty year, but I didn't have Legos causing a shitstorm on my bingo card. And I said that to him literally this week. Like, Anthony, what is it? Even like Wall Street Bets is talking about reckless spend, and they're betting on stuff now. Yeah, I'm ready for it, Raz. I think we need a reset because I think everyone's losing their shit. That's why I'm just gonna sit here and keep doing statues until it ends. You know what I think it was too? Whatchamacallit? It was the weekend, and that's kind of when all the bricks and minifig stuff kind of really hit. And I think the CEO thought that, oh, by Monday no one's gonna give a shit about this and it'll all blow over. And meanwhile, Monday, it just got worse. Yeah, pretty much, Raccoon. That's exactly what'll happen. I'll have all my statues sitting here, but I won't be able to work on anything. I'll have to resort to making mud statues. Or as in Ace Ventura, guano statues. Although, I don't think anyone would want those, and I'll be the last one on planet anyway, so... You know what's funny too? Hollywood, like all the actors and actresses and singers, none of them came out and said anything about bricks and minifigs. I think even they were like, okay, we're not touching that. We're staying away from the collectors, you know? They were probably like, alright, those people are crazy. Everyone's united, let's just stay away. Because usually you'll get one of those idiots talking about it. Do any of you guys like watch like YouTube drama? Like any of like the other channels like Geeks and, well, not drama, but did you guys see before the whole BAM minifig stuff, there was that whole quartering drama? Do you guys watch any of that or know about any of that stuff? Kind of curious if you guys do or not. Because that was like the big drama before all this Lego thing. I'm just kind of curious if anyone kind of knows about that stuff. No? Okay. Like I say, I pretty much listen to YouTube all day long. So I'm kind of up on a lot of the drama from different YouTubers, and that was the big thing before the whole minifigs debacle. Yeah, it's not that it's not that I stay away from them, it's just that, like you said, you sort of, certain channels you sort of watch and then something happens. And then you sort of go down that rabbit hole for the week. So that was kind of the thing there for a while. But then Legos took over the whole feed. Hey Jacob, how's it going? Things have been entertaining this week. Very, very entertaining. And you know what it is too? I really needed this this whole drama minifigs thing, because it really kind of kept me thinking about that instead of other crap going on. So it was a good week for keeping my mind off stuff. Yeah, it's kind of what we've been talking about, Jacob. The whole bricks and minifig thing. It's it's a long twist and turn story. If you have time, I posted the videos in chat. Scroll up a bit. Go to Reckless Ben's YouTube channel and start with the first video and just watch the shit show. It's crazy and entertaining at the same time. I wonder if the police are going to try and throw the company under the bus now. Because they're not looking too good. I think everyone's going to throw everyone under the bus at this point. And the thing is, it's not even over. We still, there was like I said, there was another post today before I started stream about that even though they let go of the owners, they actually still own another franchise. So it's all bullshit. So it's like, oh yeah, we part ways with them. Oh, but we didn't want to tell you that they still own another store. Friggin' idiots. Oh, dude, yeah, it is, if you start off with the first video, you'll get hooked and the other ones will go by fast. I'm telling you, every day and night, it's just been watching these videos and watching the shit show. See, I think it's come down to, I don't think this company realizes they're not fighting Ben and they're not fighting Brian who lost his Legos. They're fighting the internet right now, you know? And you can't fight the internet. Well, I don't think Bricks actually has the Legos. I think that's BS. I think what happened is when those two guys came into the store and they took over, they saw all those Legos on how much they were, and there's rumors now that there's no Legos in the store anymore. I think they took those and they sold them out the back, and they didn't sell it through the store, so they didn't have to pay the corporate. And I bet you, 2 to 1, they probably sold them on the back end somewhere, and they gave the money to the CEO too, without paying the corporation, you know? I'm telling you, there is no way in hell that these guys came into that store and said, oh, these are just Legos, I'm going to sell them. They saw that collection there. They knew that collection was worth crazy amounts of money. So, like I said, at this point, I don't think anyone believes anything they say. Yeah, there's no way he's getting them back. See, this is also what a lot of people need to understand, and some people have mentioned. He's saying it's worth $200,000, but the corporation is saying, oh no, it's only worth $60,000. What the corporation is saying, it's only worth $60,000 because that's the amount of money we would have paid you, and we would have got our cut. You know what I'm saying? So they're still lying to him. So, Raphael, we're just kind of talking everything. Now, sadly, the guy, what was it, Brian or Benjamin or whoever was the one that had to sell the Legos, sadly, he was put in a bad spot with his father sick, and he probably didn't know what the collection. He probably didn't know the means of how to sell the collection in a way where he could have got the most money. If he was smart and maybe if he knew better, he could have contacted Heritage Auctions, and he could have said, "Hey, you know, we got the world's largest Star Wars Legos. We would like to auction it off with you guys." And he could have probably went better, but he probably figured, I don't have that kind of time and effort, and I need to sell it for my father. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think the old couple that had the collection before, I don't think they screwed anyone over. I think they were legit selling it bit by bit, but I think Corporation had their hands in it though. And I think Corporation saw what that couple had, and they wanted them out of there as fast as possible. Like it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I don't trust them at all. I wouldn't believe anything they say. But I do know they're trying to pit Brian against Ben. And you could tell in that one blog post they did, they were like, sit down with us and we'll give you all your money back and anything else you want in the store, and we'll drop the lawsuit. So they're basically saying, we'll drop the lawsuit and we'll give you everything you want. Just, you know, and then they'll probably say when they sit down, you have to side with us instead of Ben, you know. So I'm sure they're trying to do that. Yeah, see, that's the problem. See, you know, here's the other thing, too. I don't know about your family, but say, like, my family, if I passed away and my cousin came in, he wouldn't know what's worth money. He would know stuff's valuable, but he wouldn't know what's worth what. So he might go to a comic book store and say, hey, I just want to get rid of this stuff. And the store would be like, holy shit, you know, this guy's got some good stuff here. I'll give him, you know. So that's the problem. You know, so I guess the other thing too is, like, family members, like if you guys have kids or siblings that you're going to will stuff to, you kind of need to give them like some kind of rundown of what's worth what and where to get rid of the stuff. That's the other thing. Although, like, I don't have that kind of collection, but I honestly think that those two guys came into the store when they found out that the couple was going to put up the franchise for sale, and they saw, like, dollar signs upon dollar signs, and they were like, let's get them the hell out of here, and let's sell this and make bank. And I'm pretty sure the CEO was like, yeah, get in there and get that shit. I never heard of them either, but like I said, I'm not into the Lego community, so I would have never even thought to look for one, but I found out there is one about 3 towns away from me. But their Google reviews are already getting shit on, so that's the other thing too, is the franchise owners, from what I understand, they have to spend $250,000 or $150,000 or something. They pay the franchise sets them up with a location, shelves, the whole, you know, bookkeeping and billing and stock, and you have to pay what, like a certain percentage, and you really don't make that much money, because if they pick a location for you and you don't have a lot of walk-through traffic, you basically lost all your money. And also, the one guy who owned a franchise store came out and said that once he bought the franchise, BAM never advertised for him, never helped him out with anything, never tried to get like events in the store. They just said, pay us $10,000 a year for advertising, that's it. So it seems to me the corporation's greedy as all hell, and they don't care about their franchise people. Oh, and then somebody also made a good point that there's a rumor going around that the CEO was trying to get Bricks and Minifigs up to 500 franchises, then he was going to sell it and retire. So that was that's another thing that's going around now. So his whole goal was to build this franchise, get it up to a really good amount of stores, and then just sell it and be like, okay, I'm gone. So there's a lot of stuff floating around. And then now people are calling Airbnb to get the guy who eavesdropped on Ben about the stolen logos where the cops raided, to get him kicked off the Airbnb, because that's actually illegal. If you have an Airbnb, you're not allowed to spy on the people. So that's another issue. It's like every twist and turn of this stuff. It's hilarious. Imagine if that guy's Airbnb was like part of his like income that he needs to survive off of, and then now they kick him off. That would be a riot. Because he's friends with the cops too, which makes it even funnier. It's like everything is connected in the story. Go to Ben's video first, Jacob. All right, I'll hold on. Yeah, Devastator. Everybody be involved. Alright, so start with that video, and then on Reckless Ben's channel, start watching the other videos after. And then this channel, hold on, oops, I lost it. What happened? This channel here got all the leaked videos. That's all the police leaked stuff. It's just, it's a lot. And stay away from any of the news station coverage, because they're making it out to be that Ben's the bad guy, of course, you know, because that's what the news stations do out there. Oh yeah, everybody's definitely doing it to get clicks. There's no doubt about it. But like I said, it's best to watch, you know what it is? If you get the summary of it, you're kind of missing the entertainment of Ben's video. Like, if you really watch Ben's video, you get hooked on it. Yeah, I'm with you on that too, Devastator, but sadly, they'll never do that because that's where they make their money, you know? That's also a problem. Once you click on a news media station, your recommendations and algorithm gets all screwed up. At least mine does too. And it takes like a couple weeks to get rid of that crap. I did laugh my ass off on the Josh video from the police where he's like, he's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. Just because you do YouTube doesn't mean you can't sue somebody. So that was a really funny video. He looked like an asshole on that one. Just because he's a YouTuber doesn't mean they can't sue you for stuff. So, I think that also pissed off a lot of people. BAMS is called Bricks and Minifigs. That's the company that screwed over the guy. So everybody says BAM for short. Yeah, I think you'll like it, Jacob, because it's like the whole internet is united. It's so funny. It's mind-blowing. I'm so addicted. I don't understand why, but they even had that one cop on the phone with a police officer in LA, and they were trying to drum up charges for him in LA too. So it's just like it was going across police lines and stuff. It was hilarious. Sure, a bunch of police stations and in the areas are like, stay the hell away from this right now. Oh dear, Jacob, you might have to just skip some stuff. There's this right now is the funniest crap going on, and it's still happening in real time, which makes it a riot. So it's not over at all by a long shot right now. And that's what makes it even funnier. I'm sure after I'm done streaming tonight, I'll get cleaned up, I'll sit down, and I'm pretty sure there'll be another 5 articles or some other new drama dropped, or who the hell knows at this point. It's kind of been like on Instagram at night. Like sometimes at night I won't even watch TV. I'll just kind of chill and scroll through Instagram. And I think like last night it was just non-stop bricks and figs and the stabbing over in UK and riots and racial fights. It's like I think like the algorithm is just kind of throwing that on everybody right now. So, and I had to kind of turn off the I had to turn off Instagram because I was like, Jesus. I'm like, what the hell is going on out there? I guess they're trying to get everybody riled up now. Right now I'm working on the checkered base for Peach. So I got a plank of wood, as you can see up in the picture. So I cut a round piece of wood out and I did these markings. But sadly I did a test piece, and if I tried to use the saw on a very, very light thing, it chopped up the top of it. So I had to go down like a quarter of an inch to get better cuts, but it's too deep, so I need to make it look more like a grout in the middle for like the checkered floor. So I got to put A's in there. Plus the A's will help to make sure that none of the top layer of the wood sort of pops out like this. So, and I can't use Bondo because Bondo would cure too fast. So it's kind of a little tedious thing, but it'll look better in the long run. Yeah, because I think, didn't the market crash today? I think it's still crashing, or did it finally finish crashing? Because the market was up a lot and everything's tanked. I think, didn't Bitcoin crash too? I think like everything's crashing now. End times, baby. I'm ready. Bring it on. Well, that seems exactly what they're doing over in the UK right now, so... Well, then again, it's happening here as well. It's happening everywhere. I think we're headed toward either a world war or a world civil war. And Legos caused it all. It'd be funny if Legos unites the world. 100 years from now, Lego is our new god. And Lego is what caused the world to unite and bond all religions and everything. And our chance will be brick by brick. I have this picture too. This will be the painting on all the whatchamacallit, the 16th chapel. Wait. I sent this to my cousin. There we go. Come on. Wait for it. This cracks me up. These will be the pictures of the future. I love the internet. They put Reckless Ben on a Lego throne and him like in court and like signing stuff and everything. This will be the pictures we see in the future. Yeah, and, you know, it's kind of funny too. He has a religion. It's called Scientology Sucks. So honestly, what he did, I don't think is that bad. You know, okay, he went in the store, he got trespassed and went back. Big deal. He didn't damage any property. You can't say defamation because everything that they did, he said they did, you know? So it's not like, see, like all these lawyers on YouTube are like, oh, he's going to jail for a lifetime and blah, blah, blah. He really didn't do anything that bad, you know? And I don't think any jury would sit there and be like, yeah, we're going to send this guy to jail for life. Give me a break, you know? So, at least that's how I see it. Yeah, you know, that's the common thing, Devastator. Everyone's like, you could have handled it better. But the problem is, whatever way they were doing before was not working, you know? Like, he had to get everybody involved and eyes on everything. You know what I'm saying? But what we didn't know is that the police force would be used as strong arm of the law and corrupted. So that was like a whole unexpected part to the plan, you know? Like, that was a wild card. Because I think Ben was just doing to get, like, attention. But then when the police got involved, it just started snowballing. So I think, I just think he's not going to go to jail for life. I don't think they're going to win any kind of lawsuit. They might win something here and there, but Ben can still sue the police department, you know. He can sue Minifigs as well because they lied to the police. Yeah, so I think all these lawyer channels are cracking me up. I think, you know, they're so used to typical lawsuits and, you know, but this is like all eyes are on everything. It'd be funny too if it goes to a federal court or whatever outside of Utah and the judge is actually a Lego collector. Or every person that's on the jury is a Lego collector. That would be a riot. I think everybody almost has played with Legos in their life. Like, I don't think anyone has never had a Lego set growing up. Or messed with Legos. Whether you were in, like, kindergarten, nursery school. So it's too big. I don't know if the police department will make a deal. I think the police are so corrupt right now. I think the whole entire Utah community there is so corrupt. I think they're going to try to make an example out of him, but I think it's going to backfire. I think it's going to open up such a can of worms into their district and their policing because a lot of people are starting to come out now about how that police department is very corrupt. Because I was looking online, and a lot of people are saying that they'll give out tickets to people that didn't do anything, and when you go to fight it in court, they're all friends, and you can't get away with it. So I don't know. I think it's like you said, they might try to make a deal, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. Everybody's got their eyes on them now. And I'm sure all the auditors are on their way to Utah. They're all probably heading to Utah now to start filming the police and businesses and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. It's like the internet army has been activated. I'm sure like the CIA and stuff are probably sitting down being like, are you kidding me? All we had to do is do some Lego bullshit and we could have freaking had the world side with us, you know? They're probably like racking their heads against the wall, sitting there like, holy crap, all we had to do was screw over some guy with Legos and we could have started World War III. I'm sure even like presidents around the world like Putin, the guy in UK, Trump, they're all probably like, ah, dude, you shouldn't have messed with the Legos. Even we don't do that. Well, see, that's the thing, Raz. The CIA should have probably been like, crap. All we had to do was Legos. That was the key. Except the Legos is uniting everybody. They're basically like a GameStop, Jacob, but from what I understand, they are also a reseller for like Lego. So I wonder if Lego actually pulled their account. But they're not actually like affiliated, you know, type thing. But it still doesn't look good. Well, at this point, I don't think BAM has any connection to anybody anymore. Probably even like Visa, MasterCard is like, yo, we're not messing with the Lego shit. Even like the Mafia and cartel is like, yo, we don't mess with Legos, man. We don't do that. Be funny if like one of the guys from the cartel is like, "Yo, I stole this guy's Lego collection." And the head of the cartel will be like, "Are you kidding me? Do you know what you brought down upon us?" It's like a John Wick type situation. Yeah, I think it's just more like the company BAM just probably went on to like Lego's site and says, how do I become like a reseller, you know? And that's kind of like all they did. Yeah, Devastator. Yep, even the mouse was like, yeah, we don't mess around with that. It's probably like, it's like the Mafia, but it's like the 5 families. You got Mickey Mouse, which is like the Disney family. You got Legos, which is like the guy, just a basic Lego guy. And they're all sitting in a room, and there's like, what, a couple other families out there of like, maybe what other families could there be? I don't know. You know that room over in Disney? There's like that secret room that nobody is allowed to go into. That's probably where like all the families meet. You know, I'm pretty sure when the shit hit the fan with this, I'm pretty sure once Lego started getting all those calls and everybody was like texting them, and you know, I'm pretty sure Lego was like, yo, you guys need to fix this shit. Because even though they're a third party, they are making Legos look really bad right now. Yeah, exactly, Devastator. Instead of Baba Yaga, it's Lego Yaga. You can do nothing, because there is nothing you can do. And basically I get, what is like, Ben, like instead of Ben, it's like Ben Wick, right? I don't know. Like I said, I'm having fun with this whole situation. It is just so entertaining, and I'm ready for the next chapter this week. Hopefully something else happens this weekend. Probably see the CEO this weekend on top of the building yelling and screaming with a gun, saying it was just Legos! Also, when the police officer says we do things different down here, I don't think he realized that the Lego community doesn't play by their rules. I don't know, you guys got any predictions on what's going to happen with all this? Or you think it's just going to be like, they're so damn worried about everything, they're just going to try to make deals and that's it? So I can't imagine them pushing it to court. I really can't. That's a good one, Devastator. You could also say when the John Lake was ammo call. I heard you stole my son. I heard you struck my son. Yeah, well, he stole Ben's Legos. And, what? And put him in jail, you know? Oh. I don't think it will, Terrell. I really don't think so. See, the reason why I don't think that's going to happen is because the CEO put out a statement to their franchise owners saying that this is just typical YouTube drama, and what will happen is in a week everybody will forget about it, and therefore in a month's time nothing will happen and business will be as usual. But see, this opened up everybody's eyes to how corrupt they are, how the police are corrupt, and how Ben still has 4 more videos to release, right? He hasn't released the 3rd one yet. So Ben still has 4 more videos to release of everything that happened. So I think this is going to be a talking point and a very, like, eye-opening case going forward. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as popular right now, and I agree with you on that, but I don't think it's going to be completely forgotten because we still don't know what the other 4 videos are going to be about. Because Ben says he's got it's a 6-part series, so I'm sure we got a couple more bombshells coming. And then again, like I said today, like my cousin sent me that article that supposedly that guy that got let go from the company still owns a franchise, so he's not really let go. Yeah, that's you're pretty right, Devastator. And I bet you a lot of franchise companies right now are probably shitting a brick, like, you know, brick and mortar stores. They're probably calling them all up. Like, if you do consignments, we gotta have records, or stop your consignments right away. I'm pretty sure franchise owners everywhere are panicking right now. But it'll be a good time for mom and pop stores to pop open that are not under a franchise to open up a Lego store next to all the bricks and minifig stores, because they'll start making bank. So yeah, GameStop messed up a lot, but they didn't mess up Legos. You know, they messed up GameStop's been messing up all the Pokemon PSA graded cards and everything. But I think that's kind of more like, well, that's your fault for going to PSA, to have GameStop send in your cards, you know? That's kind of a little bit different. Like, if you're going to have your cards graded, just send them in your damn self. Don't bring it to a place like GameStop. Like my graded comic books, I'm not going to give it to like a comic book store to send in. I'll just pack them up and send them myself. You know, I wouldn't go to a GameStop to sell my, you know, because the guy behind the counter probably doesn't care about Pokemon cards. He's not going to take care of them. that's a whole different story. I don't know if you guys even know what I'm talking about. I'm sure even like inmates in jails are probably like, yo, you don't mess with the Legos, man. It's like 101 of a criminal. But I'm sure places like Walmart, Target, mom and pop stores are probably loving the drama right now. They're probably getting a lot of like foot traffic now and Lego sales. So they're probably happy as hell. I can see that, Jacob. And you know, you might not like him or his methods, but the story behind it's fascinating. And I didn't expect everyone to say he's the best guy in the world, but you have to take it from this point of view that nothing was getting done for this guy. The corporation was screwing him over. So at some point, you got to get someone like Ben to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you exhausted all of your avenue and you don't have money to fight, this is like the next best thing, I guess. It's a necessary evil, like Batman, right? Oh yeah, see you still you haven't even you haven't even really scratched the surface yet. That's just like pre-game warm-up. In the grand scheme of things, like that is kind of like doesn't matter about anything. Yeah, pretty much like Devastator said. When you have no other choice in life, sometimes you just gotta be that asshole, you know. But he sort of does this stuff, you know what I'm saying? He goes out and he finds these corruption situations, so this is nothing new for him. Let's just say if I lost my collection to a corporation and they said, you know what, we're taking your shit, and if you want to take us to court, you're going to lose everything you have anyway. That I would be like, well, I'm going to get somebody like Ben. That's, you know, I mean, if the corporation is going to screw me and the law is not on my side, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And the funny thing about the series is, he may be annoying, but he was using the law. He was following the law. Now, some of the things he went against the law, but most of the stuff he followed the law. He did what the law says he's supposed to do, but not in a way that everybody says you have to do with the law. You know, he didn't go in with a suit and tie and sit down. He got the world to see the bullshit. I think that's why all the online YouTube lawyers are pissed off, because, you know, they went in for law degrees and they wear their suits and they're all proper. And Ben's like, well, I went online. This is what the law says and this is what I did, you know? So, that's the funny part about it. Yeah, and I think this, like, you know, it's like what Ben did, he's not a dumb guy either. He may seem dumb, but he's not. He went on the law, he read the law, he followed it. Now, he may not know, like, Rodriguez versus Smith of 1969 law cases, but he went online, and it says, if you want to sue, you process these papers, and that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go and contact the lawyer, give the lawyer $50,000 so the law guy could say, well, you can't do this because of 1969 case. He just did what's online and ran with it. And I think that's why a lot of the lawyers are pissed off, because he made it seem like anybody can do this, just go online and read it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why some of these lawyers are pissed off, because it makes them look pretty bad, because the law and the lawyers was not working for the guy, or he didn't have the money to do it. So I think that's kind of part of the issue here. Like I said, there's a lot of factors to this, and it's hitting a lot of people at home, you know. And I'm loving every bit of it. I really am. Alright, so that should work good once I sand it down. Alright. Okay, let's put this aside. So I didn't really have a chance to sand stuff, so let's kind of do some touch-ups, start getting this item ready for paint. This brush is going to be destroyed. Alright, before I start, let me just do a quick scan to see if there's any new videos that popped open. Not that I'm a React channel, but if there's something funny, I want to see what's going on. More people leaving the company. More people boycotting. Alright, nothing that I see amazing yet. H3 Podcast is did something too. Alright. More videos to watch. Got That's possible. Looking on right now, the only thing I can see is the market crashed, Bitcoin crashed, metals crashed. Let's see, what else? I don't know if there's anything... What else can they do today, right? Like, did silver's down to like, what, $68 or more now? Gold went down to $430, stocks went down. Is it true that everybody is selling off their crypto? Because Bitcoin went down to like almost 59. I don't know. It was kind of funny. The powers that be are just trying to scare everybody off to sell everything. I don't know. Something's going on. Something's going on. I'm kind of with my IRA Devastator. I'm not in anything that's like the way I play it is, if anyone tells me to sell or get out of that, or you know, the .com bubble gonna burst, the AI bubble's gonna burst, and get out of it and sell, that's usually the sign just to stick with it. But what is it, like Warren Buffett's philosophy was always invest in a company that can make it through a crash. You know, like a company that provides something to people that people would always buy, you know. So isn't that something like what Warren Buffett said? Something like that. So I think as long as you invest in stuff that people will never really kind of give up, you're good. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an advisor. I just kind of, I do the old thing is whatever the companies and people and CNN tells you to do, you do the opposite. So, just like, what was it, a few months back, they were telling everybody, sell your AI stock, sell your AI, get out of AI. And then everybody got out, and then the stocks just skyrocketed. Like AMD friggin' went up over, like, went from like 300 to 450. TSM went up, you know, like it's every time they tell people to get out, everyone rushes to get out, and then it goes up. Yeah, I think weren't they and other guys buying up all the crypto like crazy there for a while? And then all of a sudden I saw like there was a massive dump yesterday. Like there was a crypto wallet that hasn't been activated since like, I don't know, it's like 2008 or something, or 6, and it's got like crazy amounts of Bitcoin. It all got dumped yesterday. I mean, some people were saying that it was like the government doing it, but then other people were saying it's probably just somebody who's retiring. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. And no matter what we do, we're all screwed. We're just the fodder in all this stuff. But my friend's in compliance, so he usually texts me during the day. And he's like, yo, did you see this? Did you see that? And then I kind of catch up to seeing, like, what's going up, what's going down. Although I kind of would like to know what the hell they're trading, the Devastator. If you know what the hell's going on, gotta let me know. Keep me in the dark. Is there a common thing that they're buying and selling? I mean, I'm not looking for like a stock tip. I'm just kind of curious if there's like specific things that they're doing. Like, is it like oil-based stuff? Is it like they're doing AI stuff? Kind of curious to see what's going on, if you know anything. Yeah, that's always been that way, Devastator. So it's like, if you're not in with the boys, you're never going to make the money, unless you're just lucky as hell, you know? I think my best thing is just look at the new generation of what they're into, and everybody, like, as far as I'm concerned, nobody's ever going to get rid of their cell phones, nobody's ever going to get rid of their iPads. So as long as you're still kind of in that, I think it's good. Well, I think it's always happened in Wall Street history. It's just that we didn't have the internet to see what was going on back then. You know what I'm saying? Like in the 90s, you know, you didn't have the internet, so they were messing with Wall Street like crazy back in the day, and nobody could ever, you know, by the time anyone ever figured it out, it was long gone and over. Just now with the internet, everybody's catching up onto it faster. So I mean, look at every politician that gets in office. They're only supposed to make $150K a year. With by the third year, they're worth like $40 million, $50 million. You know, so it's corrupted as all hell for everybody. It doesn't matter what side you're on. They're all part of the same coin. That's why I believe that they're going to do the alien arrival soon. Because I think they've lost control of everything else. Well, let's face it, the whole federal government and dollar and taxes is all a scheme anyway, you know? Yeah, it's pretty much the same coin. You got the right, you left, but there's still a third side to the coin, which is the edge, you know? And they're the ones pulling the strings. And that's what people still don't get to this day. SC, really? That wouldn't surprise me. That's probably where all the money is. Yeah, it's all corruption. It's all rigged against us, the peons. Terrell, I love that video with Lucifer and the Statue of Liberty. I remember seeing that back in the 90s, and I forgot about it until you sent that video, because that was a big thing back in the 90s in like the conspiracy theory stuff, especially when like the internet started. And I forgot all about it, but it's that was a big thing in the 90s, along with what was that group that would get together with the burning of the fire? I forget the name of that. Yeah, it's kind of funny how this was always talked about in the 90s, and everybody was like, you're crazy, you're a nut, and blah blah blah, and now it's like, told you. It's like Bohemian Grove or something. I think that was it. Watch the stream go down. That's what they want, Devastator. They want complete control over all of us, and I think that's why they're allowing all this lawless stuff and letting people do whatever the frig they want, letting some class of people get away with stuff and other people not, and it's like, it's just a big shit show. We're coming to the end. Just don't drink the grape Kool-Aid and wear your Nike sneakers. That's how they get you. We don't get cults anymore, do we? That's another thing I realized. Used to be cults like back in the 80s and 90s, 70s, like crazy. Now, I guess everybody's just on the internet. Why is this so soft? It's weird. Yeah, it used to be like a cult every summer, like back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know, I guess now when you just join like a group on like Reddit, you're part of the cult already. I guess people don't want to travel outside anymore to join cults. What the hell's going on? People too lazy? Those were crazy stories back in the day too, those cults. I mean, so there was the one where everybody drank the grape Kool-Aid and wears Nike sneakers, right? Then there was the other one, what was the other one? The guy had like, there's that one cult group. It wasn't one of the more popular ones. It was kind of a quieter one. It was definitely down like maybe in Arkansas or something. It had something to do with like the church too. I forgot. I know I saw it on one of those like weirdest story YouTube channels. Jim Jones, is that it? Is that it? There was a weird one. I forgot. It was, I can't. Yeah, was it the Jim Jones one? Yeah, the Jim Jones, that's it. I think that was the one, yeah. Well, no, that's the one with, so, alright, so there's the Jim Jones. I can't remember. There was a lot of them. David Koresh, maybe that was the one I'm thinking of. No, it was, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the one I'm thinking of is, it wasn't a very popular one, but it was a really weird story. I'd have to really do some research, because there was a lot of them back then, man. I mean, there were so many of them back then, and the only way you ever heard of them was because of, you know, the news stations. Back in the day. Now when a cult starts, you got your Patreon, they're already on X, they're recruiting people. It's like, it's a different world now. They even have like conventions, and it's kind of like the norm. Don't worry, I'm not starting a cult. We're not doing that. I don't have enough time for that shit. It's bad enough I'm trying to get statues done. I don't need to invite everybody to my house to drink the grape Kool-Aid. Can't even afford the grape Kool-Aid. I gotta get the generic iced tea. No, I think Ezra Miller just was psycho. I don't think he was trying to start a cult. I think he just lost his shit. I can't afford the Ecto Cooler. That was for the rich kids. I just had sugar packets and water. Devastator. That's called normal society. Yeah, it's kind of funny you mention that, Devastator, because if you have common sense now, you're considered to be into a cult. So you're right. I mean, these days, if you're normal and you have common sense, everybody thinks you're in a cult. So we've gone off the deep end. Because let's face it, if you go on to X, Twitter, Instagram, a lot of people don't have common sense anymore. When you have people calling 911 over a McDonald's not giving you enough barbecue ketchup, humanity's done. And I think that was what, back around like the 2000s, when people were calling 911 because they didn't get enough like ketchup or barbecue sauce. I think right then and there I knew we were doomed. And then all the white Karens started HOA groups. You know, like, we're doomed. That's why I'm kind of hoping the aliens show up. What? An old lady did that and she died? But isn't Tim Hortons in Canada? Because I know there's a Tim Hortons opening up near me, but everyone tells me they're Canada based. I gotta look that up. She crawled out of the store and died? Like, is there like a full video? Tim Hortons is like what, a coffee and it's like a Dunkin' Donuts, right? Am I wrong? Because we had a White Castle near me, and they closed down because they weren't paying their employees or something. And I guess that Tim Hortons bought up the place and is opening. Do they have good coffee? I'll check them out. But if I know that the employees are going to throw haymakers, I'll watch my back. Now, did the old lady start it? No, see, not, you know, you guys tell me this shit while I'm working, and now I want to see it. So, was it Tim Hortons elderly lady dies? Woman dies after fighting Tim Hortons. I want to see the actual video. Oh, wait, here we go. Hold on. Warning, distressing content. Oh, here it is. Alright, I see her. Alright, she's pointing. She's pointing. She's yelling. She's yelling. This guy's like, just leave, lady. He's like, I don't want to have to throw down. Oh, so Karen steps in, tells her to shut up. Alright, so there's some shoving going on. Oh! Oh! She did, you're right, she threw a haymaker. Oh, alright, she just went crazy on her. Oh my God, she's just pounding her on the ground. She won't stop. Holy crap, she was just pounding her. Oh yeah, you're right. There's the hair on, that's her hair on the ground, right? Ooh, that's a chunk of hair. Sorry, I'm not showing it to you guys on stream. I'm not. Well, it's on the New York Post. Alright, so it doesn't show her going outside or dying or anything. Wait. Damn! I'm sorry, but if I'm working at a Tim Hortons, I'm just like, alright, look lady, here's a cup of coffee, just get the hell out of here, you know? Yeah, but I mean, she was on the ground and she was just throwing haymakers at her. And the two employees didn't, like, even the guy employee couldn't stop her? Like if I was the guy employee, I would have been like, alright man, just like that, enough is enough, stop. But he was probably like, I don't want to get sued by these two by getting involved, you know? Wow. I'm sorry, but if you work at a place like McDonald's, Tim Hortons, and somebody comes in and be like, here, just take the crap and go, you know? It's not worth fighting and losing your job over something like a place like that. That's crazy. Yeah, you guys should look it online. It's pretty, it's almost Waffle House level, you know? Yeah, it looks like it's all over to YouTube, so yeah, you guys can watch it. I'm just not getting any strikes over the crap. That's friggin' funny. Holy crap. It's like every day there's something going on now. Just imagine her going to jail and they're like, why are you in jail? Got in a fight with an old lady at Tim Hortons, you know? So, what's the old saying? That girl didn't know karate, but she sure knew crazy. She just went off. She must have been having a bad day. So yeah, was there sound? I'm not playing sound on it, so I really don't care. But was it a wrong order and she just was screaming and yelling? Like, instead of just going like, hey, you got me the wrong order, can I get my correct order, and just wait for them to do it? Did she like lose her shit at them because of it? That's kind of like what makes me laugh these days. Like, I've gone into places where I'm like, I'm sorry, you gave me the wrong order. And like, oh, sorry, give us that and we'll fix it. And then you just wait, you know? Like, to lose your shit over a wrong order is the dumbest thing in the world. But then again, we live in a society now where you get the police called on you if you don't get enough ketchup. So that's crazy. That's, oh my god. Oh, that is just... Yeah, it seems like she pushed her back first, but then like you said, she gave her a haymaker. So she came in with the right. And I think the employer was like, oh hell no. Damn. Well, that wasn't on my bingo card either this year, so I think I need a new bingo card, because yeah, like I said, if you work at a Tim Hortons, you work at a McDonald's or whatever, someone comes in screaming and yelling, you know, it's not your place of business. You're just a low-wage employee or whatever you are. Just be like, here, sorry for the delay. Have a free donut and go on your day. You know, we screwed up. Big deal. But, like, the start of a haymaker fight over a wrong order is just like, I mean, come on. I don't think in the history of me ever going into like a fast food place or like a coffee shop saying, excuse me, you gave me the wrong item or you did this, they ever flipped out on me. They always said, okay, we'll make it right, just give us a second. And then you wait, you know? I mean, to start screaming and yelling is just insane. Oh yeah, that employee's done. Yeah, I mean, imagine, you know, you're just coming in for your shift and you see your employee and an old lady on the ground just throwing haymakers. You'd be like, nah, I think I'm calling in sick, and just walk back out the door. Just, oh my god, I've been to, like, you know, back in the day, going to stores, and I've seen like people flip out over stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, they'll make you another sandwich, man, or they'll give you your order. Relax. Unless, you know, you're going in there and you're causing a problem or trying to scam them, it's different. But if the company got the order wrong, they'll correct it. But yeah, that's crazy. That's all right. So we added an old lady throwing haymakers into the videos this weekend. All I know is if that was like my aunt or a relative on my family, and my cousin came up to me and he said, "Yo, Aunt so and so died," I'd be like, "Well, what happened?" She was got in a fight at Tim Hortons. Me and my cousin would probably hit the ground laughing our asses off because we got that kind of humor, and we'd be like, "We gotta see this video," you know. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I understand tempers fly and people get pissed. I mean, I've been to like places where, you know, I'm waiting online and somebody's behind me is like, "Come on, move the line." I'd be like, "All right, just go in front of me. You know, just go." I mean, there's no point to deal with you behind me flipping out over dumb shit. Oh yeah, the old lady, she threw down. I mean, I don't know, but like I said, me and my cousin, if this was somebody in our family, we would be laughing our asses off. I'm sorry. Be like, she did not throw hands over a friggin' order. Man, that's... I shouldn't laugh, but I have to. I'm sorry. It's oh my God, like, if you told me in like the 80s shit like this would be like a common occurrence, I would be like, nah, there's no way. Even at a young age. I'm sorry, did it show which state that was? Did you say which state it was? I'm sorry, I forgot. I should have asked which state it was. Fort Wayne? Where's Fort Wayne? Indiana? Okay. I don't know. Never been to Indiana. How is it out there? Is the people angry at Tim Hortons? Is that like, is like when you go to Tim Hortons, do you gotta like throw down for your order? Like, does everybody outside Tim Hortons put on like boxing gear and kind of walk in and be like, "Alright, I'm going for coffee"? You know, that movie Idiocracy, we are headed in that direction. We are definitely headed in that direction. Yeah, you can't beat Waffle House. I'm sorry. Waffle House is straight up G. That Waffle House you just don't mess around at. Waffle House, you definitely go in knowing you're about to fight for your food. Probably on your resume to work at Waffle House is to have like some kind of, you know, boxing degree or something, you know? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what a Tim Hortons would be. He was a hockey player. Well, there was a couple. No, there was two guys that had been visiting the U.S. They're from the U.K. and they didn't believe Waffle House, and they went into a Waffle House and they were like, and they realized that like they didn't even get to sit down and there was already a fight in the back, and they were like, this is true. I never been to a Waffle House. That's the funny thing. They were in PA when I was in art school, but I never went to one. I think they're here in Jersey, but I don't think I've ever been to one. I'm not a waffle guy, so that's why. Bet you if you become a police officer or go into the military and you say you worked at a Waffle House, they'd be like, yeah, you'll make it here just fine. Yeah, I don't know what the big thing about is Waffle House, but I remember that one video at the Waffle House where they threw the chair at that girl behind the counter, and she just took the chair and threw it away like it was nothing, and everybody was like, wow. And I think the girl who even threw the chair was like, oh, okay, this employee's not messing around. I guess for me, anytime I ever wanted like breakfast food, I just go to a diner. But then again, Jersey has diners everywhere, so that's probably why. Because I know other states don't really have diners as much as Jersey. I think Jersey's the #1 place for diners. There's like a diner in every damn town. Yeah, a lot of the diners, like, there's a couple of them that still have that 50s look, but there's a lot of modern diners now. Does Jersey have good food? Yeah, we got great food. Pizza out here is just as good as New York pizza. We got a lot of Italian restaurants. We're known for diners. So, like, if you come to Jersey, you don't come to, like, eat at, like, a Waffle House. You go to a diner instead, you know? And diners sell all food all day, every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, doesn't matter. It's just whatever's on the menu you can order. Jersey's very, very packed. It's very congested. So every town, every county, you have diners, you have, Italian, you have Chinese, no Chinese food place, and all the Chinese places are takeout with maybe 2 places to sit inside. It's not like Chinese restaurants. It's very North Jersey is better pizza than South Jersey pizza. You know what I'm saying? So if you want good pizza and Italian food, it's more north. But there is a lot of good diners out there, and that's pretty much what we would do growing up. It's still now. There's a diner down the road from me, so every time my friends come down, we just go to the diner for lunch. So, except diners are getting very expensive, so that's the downside. Yeah, there's a difference between the two, but there's not really Chinese restaurants down here. They're more, we have more like Chinese buffets, you know, like where you go in there, you sit down, pay $15, $20, and it's all you can eat. I think a lot of the places are not really Chinese restaurants. They're more like Thai restaurants or Korean restaurants or like Benihana type restaurants. Like right down here, Chinese food is basically like just like takeout, and they're like almost every town has at least one or two. They're everywhere. There probably is great Mexican places, but I don't eat Mexican food really. Well, I guess Mexican restaurants, but there is like some good taco places by me. So if I want to get like a good taco, I'll go to those places. But like I said, New Jersey's very, very congested, and you have everything everywhere. So there's a really, like, whatever you're in the mood for, it's there somewhere. I mean, you got your places that are kind of just like everyday people. You have your high-end places. You also have your bars. You have your burger joints. Like I said, Jersey is so congested. Everything is everywhere. You know, you have ethnic places too. There's this I forget the name of the one place. But there's this place in Toms River that has amazing gyros. Those guys are awesome. So you get everything everywhere. The best places are the holes in the wall, you know. The best places to eat are the ones that are just like a hole in the wall, because the food is so damn good. Well, I've learned that Italian food in New York and Jersey is good, but when I went over to like the Lancaster area for art school, like all the pizzerias were friggin' horrible, you know? Like, my friends would tell me, yo, you gotta come to this pizza joint, it's the best pizza ever. And I would go in there, and I'd be like, the sauce is absolute dog shit, you know? But they would tell me it's like the best pizza in the world, but I guess it's a matter of, you know, Jersey and New York is kind of like the Italian best pizzas you'll find, in my experience. West Coast, I couldn't imagine the... Well, my friend lived in California, and he's here in Jersey. He grew up in California, but now he's out here. He even said, he's like, the Italian food out here is better than California, so... But California's probably got better, I don't know, California's probably got way better food in certain things. But like in PA, if you wanted Dutch food, they make like, you know, Dutch food out there, which will basically put 50 pounds on you with one meal. Reason why New York pizza is so good is it's all the dead bodies in the water, so it gives the food good flavor. So that's always a good thing. It's also about the water, the ingredients, and where stuff's grown. Yeah. See, it's funny. Growing up in New Jersey, I never saw anyone dab their pizza with napkins, right? Like growing up in New Jersey, every time I went to a pizzeria, whatever town I went to, people would always get their pizza, fold it, and start eating it. But I remember when I got older, like in high school, and I went to New York City, when I would go to pizza restaurants, everybody would fold their napkins and dab their pizza to get the oil off and then eat it. It was the weirdest thing to me. So, I don't know if anyone does that anymore, but that was really weird to me going to pizza places. Yeah, so you figure if you go down to Texas, the barbecue is probably amazing, you know, like down south, Louisiana and stuff. So, wherever you go, I'm sure certain foods are good. It's also the cooks too, you know, like if the cook grew up in Jersey making Italian food and say they go out to Louisiana, they would have to sort of see if they can sort of get the same ingredients. Because I know growing up, when my mother would make homemade pasta sauce, you know, with, because she would throw in meatballs and pork and all that stuff. I think it was baking powder or soda to get rid of the acid for the tomato sauce. But out in PA, when I went into the restaurants, like the pizzerias, I asked them, they would put sugar in their pasta sauce. And I would say, you never put the baking soda in? And to get rid of the acid? They say no, they use sugar. So I guess it's like certain people do different things. And their sauce was sweeter than it was like growing up. And I didn't like the sweet sauce. It was too like... It had too much sugar in it. You know, plus it didn't have the meat sauce in it because they didn't make the sauce with the pork and the meatballs and sausage, so. You see, you put sugar in sauce too? That's a PA thing, I think, you know? Like, growing up with all my friends in high school and as kids and all the Italian mothers never put sugar in their sauce. And all the pizzerias never put sugar in the sauce. It was always the baking soda or powder. I forget. I think it was the soda because that gets rid of the acid. So... And I remember telling my family when I came back from art school that they put sugar in the sauce, and they were like, "What?" They were like, "What are they doing out there?" No, I'm with you, Jacob. If I was to travel too, because I don't care about traveling, but if I was to travel too, it's all about the food. I could care less about monuments, paintings, statues. Just try all the food, you know? Raccoon, tell your people out there they're doing it wrong. It's a blasphemy for putting sugar in your sauce. What's wrong with you, man? Yeah, yeah, that's right. You say gravy out there, right? Wait, what do you say out there? Because we always called it sauce. You know, put some sauce on it. But I think people say gravy, and then there's another. Someone else says something else. It all depends on where you come from. Because it was funny when I first met my friends in art school. We went into the gas station. I was across the street. And I said, I'm gonna go grab a soda, and my friend's like, grab me a pop. I'm like, a pop? I'm like, you want ice cream right now? He's like, no, get me a Coke. I was like, wait a second, you call soda pop? Some say gravy, some say sauce. I don't know. I've always said sauce. I don't know. See, gravy to me was always like the brown gravy you put on like your mashed potatoes and Thanksgiving food. You know, give me some gravy to put on like your turkey, and then like when you want sauce, you put it on your pasta. I don't know. So Raccoon, do you say pop or do you say soda? It's kind of funny how just like a state over, some people say different things. Hoagie or hero? We say subs. Give me a sub. You know? Sub sandwich. You know, that's what we say. I guess maybe in certain parts they'll say hoagie or hero, but it's mostly sub. Like even if you go to the place Jersey Mike's down the road, it's like, what do you want on your sub? You know, that's you go to the sub shop, you know, because they call it submarine shop subs. I think PA is more hoagie, right? I would think PA is hoagie. That I could see. Okay. Yeah, here it's, I guess here it's like, give me a sub for like, you know, we call it meatball sub, give me an Italian sub, which is, Italian sub is meant like a hoagie, yeah, I guess you could call it. So, I guess here it's kind of normal. If you say meatball sub, you know it's going to be a hot sandwich or a sausage and pepper sub or a cheesesteak. If you say Italian or ham and cheese, you know it's a cold sub. I don't know. Yeah, no, they don't call it heroes here or hoagies. Or you just go into a place and you say number 1, number 5, number 10, whatever's on the back wall. Pork chop sandwiches! Oh my god, I love that. The G.I. Joe. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my god, when did that come out? That must have came out in like the early 2000s, right? Pork chop sandwiches? Oh my god, I love that skit. I gotta find that. Hold on. Pork chop sandwiches. Oh my god, that's bringing me down to memory lane. Okay, you brought me back to the old days of when the internet was dumb as shit. If anyone doesn't know that, you're going back in the day when people would just make up the dumbest crap on the internet. I miss those days. I miss that stuff. I really do. There was a lot of those G.I. Joe skits, right? That's the one I remember the most, though. Oh, I'm with you, Devastator. I love that stuff. That's the stuff I grew up on. That's the stuff I love to just, you know, just some dumb, stupid crap. And I think the reason why I love it so much, it's the cartoon I grew up on, too. And they dub it over, you know. Because the minute you said that in chat, I knew exactly what you were talking about. Wasn't there the one where he just kept staring at the kid or something? Like I said, I haven't seen those G.I. Joe skits in ages. Now you got me wondering. I'm gonna have to go back and look them all up again. I remember when they came out, me and my friends were sending them to each other, and we were laughing our asses off over that stuff. Used to go to the mall and I would hear people go, pork chop sandwiches! Back when the mall was still around. Yeah, Jacob, they sent that out because it got so bad for them after the police. See, after the first video, then that's when shit hit the fan. Ben released the second video of when he got swatted by the police, but everything got redacted. And then after that video, Patreon CEO came out and said stuff it because they tried to shut down his Patreon. And then after that, that's when all the police videos got leaked that were not redacted. And then it got so bad for the police and it got so bad for BAM, that's when they came out with that thing saying that they were going to drop all charges on Brian, not Ben. And they were going to give Brian all his money back, any Legos that are still in the store, and drop all charges on Brian, but they're still going to go after Ben. But they want Brian to come to the table with a lawyer, and they want to do it behind the scenes with no cameras and no sense, with no Ben or anything, so they can give him an NDA to stop everything. But I think Brian at this point doesn't care anymore because he's like, you know what? You screwed us so bad, we're not giving in. So I think BAM has to come up with more than 200K at this point. Well, it's not BAM's main supplier. It's one of BAM's suppliers. So the custom, there's a custom, well maybe, I don't know, maybe that's something new. I have to look that up. There was a supplier for BAM that you could make custom figures, and you could go through BAM to make the custom figures, but that person dropped from BAM, so everyone's like, well, we're just going to contact you straight to make our figures now. Then there's another company that deals with BAM that they're dropping out, and then there's about 15 other companies that are just mom and pop stores that sell Legos are saying that they're not part of BAM because they don't want to get into this whole thing. But basically, the moral of the story is this corporation wanted to steal 200K and say F you to the internet, and they wanted to burn, so they're burning down their $40 million company. So, lesson is when a shit poster comes into your office and says, can you give back the Legos? Maybe you should say, okay, send them to our office, let's sit down and figure out what's going on, instead of saying, no, we didn't steal your Legos. Their website hasn't been DDoSed because there's really nothing on the website you can DDoS because I don't think they have a contact page. But they've been flooded with phone calls, and there's another police force that's in Utah or Oregon or somewhere else that has nothing to do with this, and they were getting calls because people got the names mixed up. So the police force was like, we're not even in that state. Leave us alone. So yeah, this guy is burning down his $40 million company over trying to say that they never stole the Legos. And if I was a franchise owner and a guy came into my office and was hassling one of my franchise people, I would say, okay, let's sit down and figure out what's going on, and let's get this worked out, because I think CEOs these days have to learn that shit posters on the internet are tired of all this crap, so they better friggin' stop screwing everyone over. So it's gone beyond viral. This is beyond viral. Like, I wouldn't even call this viral anymore. Even people from like Australia, UK, China, Japan, they would send messages to the police department's Facebook page. You people are shit, sending hate from Australia. Like, it's crazy. And it is entertaining as all hell. So you got a lot to catch up on this weekend. But it's good. It's good shit though. It's really good shit. Oh, and also all the Lego influencers that used to advertise for Brick and Figs or whatever the hell, I keep forgetting their name. They've all disavowed the company now. So they're not advertising for the company. They're not going to go to the stores anymore because they know if they walk into a store, they're going to lose subscribers. And it sucks for the franchise owners, but the franchise owners have to start a class action lawsuit because they are going to lose the franchise business because of this. All because the CEO didn't want to give back the Legos. And yes, I'm blaming the CEO for this, not the Joshua guy who ran the store. The CEO had every opportunity to get down there and figure out what was going on with that store. But he just was like, no, we didn't steal shit, screw you. He was so pissed off about Ben doing all what Ben was doing, he didn't want to find out the root cause of the problem. So that's my take on it. And I'll probably watch some more videos on all of it later tonight. But like I said, we went from stealing Legos to corporate saying F you, to corporate calling Patreon, to corporate having the police strong arm all the kids and all the people involved. It's like, it's a domino effect. And I'm loving every second of it. Well, see, that's the thing, is he should never have been arrested when he went to serve the papers. It was trumped up charges. And it was the police strong-arming him for that guy, Josh. So instead of the police doing their due diligence and following the law, they listened to this guy because they all grew up together and all part of the church. So, like I said, it runs deep when you look into all the facts. Because what happened is Ben didn't realize what he was going up against. He thought he was just going up against a corporation who screwed out of a guy. But he didn't realize that he was going up a corporation that grew up and that is friends with all the people on the police force plus the judge. And they're all in cahoots together. So they figured they could strong-arm him because they're all together. But they didn't realize it was going to go viral on the internet. So it kind of just spiraled. Wait, why the hell did that do that? Oh, that's why. Damn it! I upgraded the app when it changed this crap on me. There we go. No, how far are you in the first video? Are you like halfway? Because yeah, you have to like once you get into the second video, you'll see how corrupt the police are. And then after you watch the second video, when you watch the unredacted videos of the police, you find out how bad it is. You know? And you'll realize that what Ben did wasn't as bad as the corporation made it out to be. But they were so adamant. See, they made up a lot of Trump charges. They made up a lot of false lies to the police, too. And the police took all their word for it. Instead of the police actually sitting down with them, going through all, like having detectives go through all the Legos and find out what's going on, they just sided with the corporation. So like I said, you're scratching the start that you're not even, there's so much to this story. You're going to have to wait for somebody to do, like, once this is sort of, like, calmed down and, like, whatever happens, you're going to have to wait for somebody to do, like, a whole down the rabbit hole video on this. And it's going to, like, it's going to be, like, probably a 5-hour video, you know? Or, like, 4 parts. Like I said, it's a crazy story, and if you were watching it in real time like I was, it was just nuts. Okay, so you're at the lottery. Yeah, you still got a ways to go. Yeah, you're just scratching the surface, you know. And everything he's doing. See, the problem is if they go to court, they get a lawyer, they'll never win because they don't have the money, and they'll just be like, you're screwed. So Ben is the guy that is doing it a different way, and if you think about it, he's not really breaking a lot of laws. He's following laws the way they're written. So I don't know. I'm loving it. It's entertaining to me, so. I'm having a grand old time with the story. It's better than anything Disney or Netflix has put out in a long time that has got my attention like this. And this is not even a Hollywood production. That's how good it is. Yeah, that's video 2. When you get into video 2, you'll see how bad it is. Like I said, you might not care for this video and this guy and what's going on, but I think if you watch it all and you really see what's going on, you'll see how bad these people are and how corrupt they are. And you'll be like, ah, now I got the whole story. Yeah, I can understand why you feel he's annoying and he's screwed up, but like I said, it goes back to, you know, the law and the way that it's written, it wasn't working for the guy. He was screwed. They were strong-arming him. They were threatening the guy that if you want to go to court, we're going to drag it out for years. You know, they basically were using the law against him. So it's about time somebody like Ben is annoying and says, screw it, you know? Let's get the world to realize what's going on. So yeah, he may lose, he may get in trouble, but the corporation is going to go down in flames because of it. And I think this is going to be a lesson learned going forward. That these corporations are, if they're going to start keep screwing over the little man, then more and more shit posters are going to come out of this. More and more Bens are going to come out of the woodwork. And I think that's what's scaring a lot of the lawyers now. Because this is going to show the world that if we can't fight you in this way, we're going to do it this way. You know? You might get more... Because don't forget, he might be annoying, but he still is following the law. So if they go to court and say he wins on a couple of these things, that could change the way things work going forward. Yeah, I know he went in there and he had her sign the document, blah, blah, blah. And the whole, but, I mean, even though he's doing the, lottery, in theory, the guy Brian still owns the Star Wars figures. So, he can, in theory, hold a lottery. So, if they get a jury, say it goes to jury, the jury could say, yeah, he owned them. He has every right to start a lottery. They would lose on that, you know? So, you know, as much as the lawyers are all thinking that he may lose, you might get the jury on there being like, you know what? We're tired of these corporations too. So, I don't know. That's how I see it. I think a lot's going to come of this. Well, that's the problem. Ben was never meant to be a legal guy. Ben was meant to get the word out so the people can see what's going on, raise funds for Brian, show the world what this corporation is doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not about a legal avenue because the legal avenue was closed for them. See, like if you really watch the video, Brian got his Lego stolen. He went to the company and he said, hey, I want my Legos back. I have a contract. And the corporation said, F you. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the video, the owners who called up the corporation saying, "Hey, you're strong arming us." The guy said, "We're going to fight you with a legal battle." You know what I'm saying? So you have to see it as the legal options were closed on every front. So it's time to get it out in the open and have the world see the shit show that it is. You know, you're too you're kind of in the mindset of the lawyers. Well, the legal system, you have to go through the legal system. Let's face it, the legal system fucks over a lot of people. So and let's face it, if he put out a post and he says, "Hey, this company stole my Lego figures," nobody would give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So Ben is sort of the entertainer that he is, I guess. Got the world to see what was going on. I don't know. Just watch the series, and then afterwards, kind of see what's going on afterwards. If you still hate it, then you hate it. But I'm loving it. Well, see, that's the thing. In reality, he's not doing pranks. He's actually following the law. If you watch the video, he went in there with the contract. He wanted to talk to the owners. They trespassed him. Okay, so he did follow the law. He had a raffle. But it was still his, they were still his figures by the contract. So he could do that. Now, he had her sign that paper. Not legal, okay. But when he showed the police officers, the very first time that the contract was going on, instead of the police officers saying, "Let's get you in contact with a detective and you guys could work this out," the police said, "F you." See what I'm saying? It's like, at every turn, he got thrown out of the system. Even though he was actually following the system in the beginning. So, that's the problem with the whole situation. It's like, you signed a contract, you walk into the store saying, "Hey, this is our contract, I want my figures back," and then the owner says, "Get the hell out of here, screw you." See what I'm saying? Like, you're following the law, and then you call the police. You go to the corporate and they all tell you to F off. So, and then you don't have the money to hire a lawyer. Or if you talk to a lawyer, because I think Brian did contact a lawyer, and the lawyer says there's nothing we could do for you. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like, it's kind of like the whole Batman thing. When you need him, but when he's the villain, he's the villain. So, At this point, the world is united. And that's kind of like what we really need after all this. Okay, so I understand you get that whole peace thing is annoying, but he did what the guy told him to go do. See what I'm saying? So you're saying to me that the guy said go and make peace with her. He came in with a scroll. Yeah, it's sort of funny, but he still did what he told him to do. He didn't tell him to go in there with a suit, be very respectful, you know. He just went in there and said make peace. So that's his way of making peace. See, here's the thing though. I get what you're saying, but when he has to go in there to make peace, it should have never gotten to that level. It should have been, okay, you have a contract, we have your figures, let's work this out, and we're done. But you see at every turn, those guys were stealing his figures and saying F off. So, on their end, they're telling him F off, we're stealing your shit. So he's like, okay, well, I'm taking it to this level. You see what I'm saying? That's the way I see it. It should have never gotten to where it has gotten. It should have gotten to when he went to the CEO, he says, my friend has figures, he has a contract. The CEO should have said, let's sit down and figure this out. The CEO says, no, get the hell out of here, we're trespassing you. So you see what I'm saying? At every turn, the corporation said, F you. So that's where the problem lies. So let me ask you this question, Jacob. All right? Your statue collection is worth $200,000. You go to a statue business that's well known, and you do a consignment, and you go in there, and they say, F you, we don't have your stuff. But they tell you that if you go to a lawyer, and say you don't have the money to go to a good lawyer, and they're going to drag it out, and you run out of every option, what would you do? You know, just going on Twitter saying the company stole my Legos, it's not really going to make a big deal. Nobody's going to care about it because that's what the guy did. Nobody gave a shit that he went on Twitter and said it. You know what I'm saying? So when you run out of every option, you know, sometimes you just got to say, screw it. I need a shit poster like Ben to help me out. Let's make this viral. So that's how I see it. But, like I said, you still got a ways to go. When you get to the whole police videos, you'll see the corruption. Yeah, and sadly, as a documentary and a YouTube clip show is what made this widespread and got everybody involved. Without doing that, that guy Brian would still be sitting there without his $200,000 collection. And that's where the problem lies. And sadly, it had to come to this. Sometimes you gotta burn the companies down. What can I say? I don't know, maybe you're a little too more like you gotta run through the legal system and you gotta get lawyers, but, you know, we're coming into an age of society where there's too many people that run through the system and they get burned because the lawyers get all the money whether you win or lose, it's time, it's stress, it's investment, you know. Sometimes it's just a matter of, you stole from us, here's the proof, give it back, end the story. So I think that's where a lot of people is kind of feeling with this situation. They're tired of dragging it on for years. You have the contract, it's set in stone, corporation, give them their goddamn money back, end the story. But those guys who had who got the store, they're like, sue me, go ahead, do it, I dare you. You can see it in the videos, you know. They're threatening them. If you take over a business, you take over their contracts. That's the law. I don't know. Alright, well that's kind of how I see it, so. Well, yeah, I think, if you think about it, he knows that every idea he has, they're never going to go for it anyway. But, like I said, you got to get to the police videos, and then you got to get to the unredacted leaked police videos, and you'll see how bad this corporation is, and how scummy they are, and how bad the police are, and you'll see that no matter what they were going to do, if he didn't make it wide known, they would have all been corrupted and swept it all under the rug. There would have been nothing they could have done, and it would have been lost cause, period. I didn't say you had to have sympathy for Ben. I don't have sympathy for him. I find it entertaining, and I'm just glad the guy opened up a world of a can of worms to show the world how corrupt they are. You know? And the thing is, the world is backing them up. The internet is backing them up. And that is scaring them. Now, yeah, he might go to court and he might lose like crazy, but he's burning the corporation down. And they're corrupt. Yeah, see, they did not plan for a shit poster. They didn't. And then when the internet went to war with them, they thought that they could fight the internet. And they picked the wrong... they just picked... I guess, like I said, I think every collector in every hobby, whether it's comic books, toys, video games, Pokemon cards, I think the collectors are tired of this shit. They're tired of the corporations coming in like these guys and fucking up the hobby for everybody. And I think that's why everybody's in... Because, like I said, I watch the comic book channels and they're all talking about it. They're all talking about how this company is bullshit, you know. So I think it's like, I just think people are tired of this shit, and that this is they didn't realize. Yeah, you're like I said, Jacob. You haven't hit the meat of the potatoes yet. You're still, you got a way to go. And this is a lesson for all, like, companies out there. You don't go against the internet, because like when this came out to be, and after the first video, when the second video hits and you find out that Ben got arrested with the police, that's when 4chan, Reddit, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everybody just said, okay, this is bullshit. Everybody unanimously said enough is enough. And I think this company was like, holy shit, we opened up a can of worms we weren't ready for yet. So, like I said, this is, and me as a collector, I sort of like, I agree what Ben did and what they went through, because, you know, like, I've gone to comic book shows, I've seen what they did at C2E2, where those companies come in and they make the variant covers and they hype up the prices and they you know, they screw over the customers. Like, it's like, people are tired of it. People just want to have the hot, like, look at the Pokemon cards, you know? Kids just want to go to the shows to get Pokemon cards, but you got these, like, business guys who send their lackeys out to Costco to get all the cards before they're sold out, so they can bring it back and jack up the prices. It's people are getting tired of it, you know? That's why, like, more vendors at Pokemon shows are giving out free cards to little kids, because, like, the kids can't afford the cards. You know, what they did with the comic books, look what they did with the statues too there for a while with all the stuff going on. It's just, I don't know. I think every hobby needed this. So what you do, Jacob, is watch this stuff over the weekend, and then next stream you come back and you let me know what you think of it afterwards. I don't know. That's how I see it. That's how as a collector, as somebody who's in the hobby. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand people want to make money in the hobbies, which is fine. But when you start scamming people, and you start throwing lawyers in there, and you start strong-arming people, that's kind of when people are like, enough is enough. And then when you have the police force as your lackeys, that takes the cake. Well, we never thought Legos would do this, but I think it's woken up all the hobby people now, you know. And I think a lot of people in the hobby are going to have to start being careful now with stuff. There's a lot of thefts. There's a lot of strong arming. There's a lot of bullshit going on. But like I said, if I have family members who are not even into hobbies, they don't collect shit, they just watch sports, and even they're talking about this stuff now. So I always say that when my relatives, my cousins, who are just kind of like not internet savvy and they're just kind of into sports, when this type of stuff gets to them, then I know it's big. If they don't talk about it, then it's not like widespread. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like I said, everybody is digging into these people. People are digging into their families and their like, even the CIA and FBI are probably like 4chan, Reddit, and everybody is doing way more friggin' work than they could imagine. You know, they're finding out that, you know, the guy still owns another franchise. They're finding out that these guys all went to high school together. That they go to parties together. Like, it's crazy what people are learning now. Yeah. From what I understand, the Lego hobby and community, they have a lot of problems, just like the Pokemon cards, where, like, whenever new Lego sets come out, they get stolen. There's been a lot of Lego shops that have been ransacked. So, like, Legos are just like Pokemon. It's very, very, like, expensive, and it's kind of turning away from a kid's hobby into an adult hobby. So, I don't know. I'm here for the ride. The best thing I can say, Jacob, is don't get invested in saying that what Ben did is horrible. Just watch the shit show and enjoy the entertainment. And then once you watch everything and you understand the whole story, then you let me know if you agree with what happened and you didn't. Because I have yet to talk to anybody in the hobby that disagrees of what's been going on. The only people that I see that don't like what's going on is all the lawyer channels, with the exception of some collectors who are almost like in cahoots with minifigs, in a sense. So, I just can't wait till all the police channels start going over all the police footage and auditors start showing up in those states in the auditing section, because like everybody is going to be going to Utah now to see what's going on, and they're not ready for it. I hope all those auditors, I don't know if you guys watch those auditors that go to like post offices and police stations and city halls to get all, filming. I hope they start showing up at those places now and see what's going on. Because we might see more corruption too. I don't know. Alright. I think that's where I'm calling it for tonight. Talking about all this, I'm going to get caught up on all the drama. So I'm going to get cleaned up, and I'm going to go see if there's any new info out there. So maybe we'll have some more episodes of this stuff during the week. Sound like a plan? Alright, well, you guys have a good one.